President Trump is spending the day in Dallas, where he will attend a roundtable on race and a campaign fundraising event. The trip comes as the White House says the president is considering ideas on policing reform. But so far, no announcement has been made on what reform he supports. In a statement, presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden criticized the president's trip to Dallas, claiming he is, quote, more interested in photo ops than offering a healing voice as our nation mourns. The former vice president is spending the day in Philadelphia for a discussion on reopening the economy. CBS News White House correspondent Ben Tracy joins me now. Hi, Ben. So what are you hearing in terms of ideas the president is considering on police reform?
Well, the White House has not said what, if anything, they support in terms of police reforms, only saying that the president is evaluating some of the proposals on Capitol Hill, that they are considering an executive order here at the White House that would kind of lay out some of the administration's priorities on this. We are told by the White House press secretary not to expect a policy announcement today at the event that the president is doing in Texas. He's basically going to sit down and talk to some local faith leaders, law enforcement, business owners. They won't even say if really what he's addressing today is about racial issues or if it's more what they're calling the transition to greatness and more economic issues. So the White House does not appear to have landed yet on any sort of policy proposal that they're ready to put out there.
And, Ben, we also learned today that General Mark Milley, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, said he regrets participating in that photo op with the president at St. John's Church near the White House. You'll remember President Trump walked there after law enforcement cleared peaceful protesters with rubber bullets and pepper spray. How is the White House responding to this?
So far, they have not responded at all. We've asked several times for a response to Milley's apology. The president did not take questions on the South Lawn. There were shouted questions about what Milley said. But yeah, this photo op in a presidency with a lot of memorable moments, this is probably going to be one of the defining images of President Trump's presidency. And it's interesting that Milley came out, and let me just tell you exactly what he said. He said, I should not have been there. My presence in that moment and in that environment created a perception of military involved in domestic politics. Milley was able to avoid actually being in the photo op itself. He was not among the group of aides that the president kind of corralled to take a picture in front of the church, but he was seen in the video walking through Lafayette Park in his military fatigues, and he apparently deeply regrets that.
Ben, President Trump is also planning to resume his campaign rallies next Friday, June 19th in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This will be his first in-person rally since the coronavirus pandemic began. Talk about the significance here, because there's a whole bunch of it.
Yeah, so this, it's unclear if the White House or the campaign took this into consideration, but June 19th is Juneteenth Day. This is a very significant date on the calendar for African Americans in this country. And Tulsa, also one of the scenes of some of the worst racial violence in the country, and it's the 99th anniversary of a major event that happened there in that city. So there was one thought that they just didn't know that at all, and so this just happens to be a date on the calendar to them. There is some speculation perhaps the president is going to use this date and this venue as a way to give more remarks about race. But if this is one of his kind of traditional campaign rallies, which the president yesterday telegraphed that it would be, that certainly would not be the kind of venue or environment where you would be giving serious remarks about racial issues in this country. It's a much more boisterous affair with his crowds there. The president does say he's going to do other rallies in other places, Texas, Florida, Arizona. But so far, the campaign has not given any details about how they plan to keep people safe amongst the coronavirus pandemic.
All right. Well, Ben Tracy in Washington, thanks so much.
Thank you.